Hello, and welcome to the Don't You Know I'm Loco podcast. We are three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy,
Lisa,
and
Rene,
as we talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about.
Hi
guys!
What's up?
Hey.
I've been sipping this water for a long time. Don't worry about that.
So for those of you that are listening and not watching, we have a special guest today. We have Michael.
Welcome.
in
Welcome to the podcast.
the podcast.
Hi.
Hey.
Nice to be here. Pleasure.
MCB.
Yeah.
So
There goes.
Michael he's not a Galvin cousin, guys. We have our first non-Galvin cousin. He's
That's right. That's
Aguilar.
true. Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm a cousin,
Yeah.
Cousin,
Yeah.
but
you're not
named Aguilar.
not
And
Aguilar
I'm a
or
second
Galvin.
cousin.
Yeah.
We tried to figure this out the other day.
Yeah.
Second cousin to who?
These people,
No, we're not related.
no, we are. We're
Okay.
second cousins. We're cousins of cousins,
Okay.
which makes us like second cousins.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Come on, man. We're brown.
We are.
Yeah.
We hung
And
out.
We know each other our
we
lives.
hung out as
We
little
grew up as
kids.
cousins,
Yeah.
but
When
technically.
the summers were hot and the sprinklers were on, we were running through the same sprinklers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a real anecdote. There were sprinklers we ran through together. This one that went back and forth. You know what I
What
mean?
are you talking about?
Okay, apparently somebody's jealous already.
Oh my
Hi,
God.
Michael.
So Michael is Lisa's cousin
Yeah.
on her dad's mom's side.
Yeah.
That's the side that her and I are not related on.
Yeah.
But we grew up like cousins, all of us. Anyway,
Yeah.
So, but just wanted
So
to put
his
that
his
out
mom and my dad are brother and sister.
Yeah.
Wait, no, we're
Yeah,
still
we are.
related.
there. No.
How?
we're
How? Explain it. Explain it. Go ahead.
No.
I mean, like
No.
loosely, but we're
Yes.
related.
Yeah.
We were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is your mom so acculturated? Like, she comes in fierce
Yeah.
with like
He's in no accent.
no accents, by the
yeah.
way,
Uh-huh.
and just like on top of everything. Meanwhile, your mom,
I know.
Yeah.
My mom's special.
50 plus years,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
with an accent,
Yep. Real thick.
can never figure it out. Even your
Yeah.
pops, I was like, yo, I would talk to him in English, and then he would give me something in English back, but it would be with an accent. I'm like, man, all right.
Yeah.
That's what made him look
With all-
really Filipino.
With all,
Yeah.
I'd be like, with all due respect, sir.
He's like, fuck you, Michael.
But your moms are sisters,
Uh-huh.
and then every time, literally, because they're twins, practically, I would see your moms. I would walk up to her and say, "What's up?" She'd be like, "Hello, how are you?" And I'm like, "Yo, I like this lady."
Uh-huh. Yeah. She's.
That's funny.
I feel like your mom, Rene, your mom is younger. She's like this one above my mom, right? In like the girl order.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're more like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
no.
an
Big time.
like
No,
an ombre when
Yeah.
it's like it gets
Yeah,
lighter and
ombre.
lighter.
No. To be fair, your mom and your mom
Uh,
versus her mom, who broke through. You know what I mean? She was
Uh-huh.
like, "I already did the work. I don't gotta worry about you." That's how it was. Yeah.
so.
Also, I'm sorry. To caveat, I am hungover as shit.
No,
We're
you're
here
still
in,
drunk.
We're here in Henderson. No, I'm not drunk. Am I? Am I drunk?
No.
Oh, wait.
Alert the PD real quick. No, I'm not drunk. I am hungover as shit.
Yeah, that's what happens when you wake up in Vegas.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Hello.
when you don't live here.
No, that's what happens when you wake up in Henderson. Not even Vegas.
No.
Like Henderson, adjacent to. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Candy. Please,
You're
with your
fine.
thing. Yeah.
Today we're talking about interracial relationships today, which Michael is an interracial
Oh shit! I
relationship.
gotta get out of here.
So let's get into challenges today.
Damn, bro.
I feel like Michael's been
Dun,
talking
dun,
about his
dun.
challenge from the
You
get.
want to tell us the story
challenge to
about
get
this
here.
morning?
Wait, I thought this was the Cypress Hill podcast, bro. Like,
Wrong podcast.
don't you know I'm local? I was like, yo, this is cool. We're gonna talk about all the albums, the live recordings.
Go for it.
I'm kidding. Wait, challenges.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone
Got
else,
any?
please start.
Okay. my challenge has been with all the shit that's been happening politically, it's hard to not obsess over everything. So I had to stay away from social media or even watching the news and shit like that because it's fucking devastating.
It is.
Today I'm wearing looks like the Vans off the wall, but
I thought it was.
No, it says fuck ice and the wall.
Oh my god!
Love that shirt.
You look great in that shirt.
I love
by the way.
it.
It's a great shirt.
But,
In fact,
yeah,
I need that shirt.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. In fact, extra
And
large
the
over here.
wall.
Hello.
Yeah, I'll post it and tag it in our stories and stuff to let you
Oh,
guys
I
know.
love
But
it.
yeah, I bought it the first time he was in office, thinking that I wasn't gonna need it again. But here we are. It's just
Here
really
we are.
devastating and it
Yeah.
sucks. But it's okay, take that emotion and do something with it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to not let it consume everything. It's just hard to, because I also don't want to dismiss it, but it's what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah.
You guys should have turned on the podcast.
Yeah.
We,
Turn it up.
we did.
Yeah.
He's gotta edit it and
Yeah.
punch it in.
All right. What about you guys?
Challenge. Well, okay, I got a couple, but one, I did start therapy with a new therapist. That is amazing. So I'm super
Hello.
excited to
Is that what we do here?
Where's
to
the little
try
anthem?
this out. This one, because this guy's what happened? Oh, the claps. Huh? I don't know what happened to him.
Wait, like
Give a little
claps?
clapper.
That's okay.
Oh, it's okay.
Applause.
Hey.
Little
Applause.
polite.
I'm gonna distill to the snack. The polite one.
No. It was good. He specializes in EMDR.
Mm.
However, he's works for the military. Still, he still sees soldiers and stuff, but he also sees veterans and kind of whoever is military, family, anybody. He sees anybody.
Adjacent.
Yeah. And so he specializes in PTSD and just everything so I didn't have to explain anything because it's so hard to
That's the thing.
go
Hell
into
yeah.
something and have to talk about the jargon, talk about
Yeah.
you know
The culture.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much and it's it's time consuming a little bit, but for him just to be I know everything, just we're just going at everything that he thinks would fit for me because I was going in there thinking, okay, I need EMDR, I've read about it, I think it's gonna work and stuff like that, and but I'm petrified, right? Because I know a lot of shit's gonna come out. So I've been ugh, right? And I told him that's what I'm scared of, that shit's gonna come out and I don't know how to handle it. And he's just nope. He's you're in control. You're in the driver's seat. If you don't want to talk about it, we're gonna stop, And just because EMDR might sound great, it might sound like it might work, but I he specializes in other treatments or whatever. So he's it might be something else that could work, we'll just, are you open for that? And I was hell yeah, I'm
That's
open,
good.
Yeah.
So he's oh, okay, cool. And the really cool thing is he's Filipino, so he knows the culture,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it's
That's
I
cool.
really
You
don't
gotta
have to explain
stop
anything,
there.
the whole family thing, the whole because you tell somebody about being people pleaser and then it's you don't want to be a people pleaser. Yeah, I get it, but it's family.
raised,
That's
yeah.
how we are. We
Yeah.
help each other out. We that's just how we are, But for him, he was just no, I got it. I understand. You don't even need to tell me, right?
Yeah.
But he's helping me, with, for instance, my mom, right? How to talk to my mom and how to thank you. How to go around it without hurting her feelings or hurting her, and
yeah.
also realizing that she maybe she has something too, who knows, but and it's not my job to be hey, you have this or whatever, but kind of
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
my parent kind of,
Oh, yeah. That's definitely
So,
something.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Good for you. I'm proud of you. I'm
Yeah.
proud of you for getting to there because I know you
Yeah.
were scared. Because I know you had mentioned that you
Yeah.
had talked to, who was it? You talked to one of your friends about it.
I talked to Tara.
About it, and you were gonna go down that route, but you were scared, and then you finally made it there, which I'm so proud of you. Good for you. I'm glad you feel safe there.
Yeah, I do.
And I know that a lot of people, when they go to therapy, they particularly ask for like somebody who looks like them. Like
I've never
because you don't have to break things down exactly like you were saying, because they know what it is. Like I know people who specifically look for Latina woman, Latina therapists, because they know what it's like. Yeah. So you don't have to sit there and explain it. Like they get it. And that's cool.
Exactly.
I'm glad that you got that, because it's important, because it makes you feel safe.
Well, a lot of the a lot of things they're teaching in like college now, like human services, is about cultural awareness. So it's like a big thing now. Like,
you know, it's funny that show where we're talking about shrinking. Have you seen Shrinking?
Oh my gosh,
shit, it's so fucking good. So the therapist, the female therapist, she like has like different what is it called, patients that come to her that are like black girls too. She's black, and she's so freaking cool too. I love her. But she has like because she's a professor. She's going back to school too. She's like a professor, so she can teach, right? And like teach like girls that look like her, and that's her thing. Is like, and like there's this one girl that she's in the office with her. She's just like, I drive 90 minutes to come see your ass. Like, you better not fucking leave, you know? Like, she's like that. And she's just like, no, she's like, we need more like you. Like, we need more. Cause
definitely.
I'm like, damn.
It's true.
So that,
For the new listeners that might tune in, meaning my friends, can you share what EMDR is, please?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure. I don't remember. It's eye movement. No. Do you want to pull it up?
Yeah. I'll give you the definition.
But
you know what? You all Google it at home.
Well, it's more of like tapping into
desensitization and reprocessing. A psychotherapy technique
Man.
that treats psychological trauma. It may also refer to electronically detected magnetic resonance, a technique used to characterize materials. So it's basically, the way I take it is like it's rewiring your brain to do.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate you looking that up with your newly painted nails too. Hey, someone did some work over there. Let's go.
But it's scary. So I know, like, even with the therapy that I'm doing right now, it's like,
that's cool.
Well, because like real quick, it does. It's supposed to like tap into like your past, into like your trauma, and like going back there and trying to like fix it almost, you know, and
as therapy should.
Yeah.
It feels like we were talking about the Inside Out with like the ball pit of memories. That's what it feels like.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I was there. And I was thinking about the stuff that you were talking about, how when you went and you were seeing like things and you were like, I don't know which one to pick or whatever. And you're like, no, not that one.
No,
that's exactly
like that.
how I was thinking. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it matters. We're not talking about this. Let me look at the agenda. Ooh. Challenges? We're still on challenges?
Yeah, we're still there.
No, but when I look at my therapist, we haven't connected in several months, but it's like I need a brown person, man. So, and I like to talk to women, which is very, very intrinsic. We'll talk about that later. Maybe I don't know. But someone to share with that understands where I'm coming from and can empathize with that. It's a big deal. So snaps to you for finding the person first of all, and then it sounds like, you know, digging in with somebody that you vibe with. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Stuff,
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's cool.
See?
Yeah. Good for you.
Thank you.
What about you, Rene?
Yeah.
Nothing really like on my personal level, I guess I can say, but similar to Candy, it's like trying not to go down that rabbit hole of looking like at Facebook and Instagram about Trump, and just it's tough.
Yeah.
So I The other day, I caught myself like at 2 a.m. I woke up.
2 in the
Yeah,
morning.
I woke up like I had to use the restroom, and I was trying to go back to sleep, and I put on music, and nothing was working. And I finally did that meditation app that I sent you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Knocked out within minutes.
Yeah.
It's all about calming yourself down.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Which one?
I'll send it to you. It's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's from the book How to Do the Work.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a good one. Like, it helped me calm me down.
Yeah.
Just out. So
Yeah.
that was it, I guess. Just dealing with that.
Isn't that crazy how it's just yourself? You're telling yourself, like,
Yes.
breathe, calm down, like, chill. Like, go
And I was
yeah.
like, the crazy part is I was trying to tell myself that I was like, all right, relax. You're overthinking stuff, and it just wouldn't. And then I finally did the meditation, the breathing. And
You had to deal
Crazy.
with me. Yeah. Hello, listeners.
my challenge was last night.
Watchers, she had to deal with me.
Trying to go to sleep knowing he was out.
He says that, but it was a little bit of FOMO. Where you at? Let's go. Let's do the thing. Yeah.
I was knocked out.
But,
Maybe
hey,
younger Rene.
for what it's worth, we talked about this yesterday, though. The controlling what you can control.
Yeah.
Focusing on what is important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there's a lot of chaos and air traffic control happening right now. So everyone's trying to tap into everything that's happening politically. Just focus on what is, again, most important to you and what you can control, and then go from there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys. This is like 17, 16 minutes in that we'll get there, but jump ahead.
All right. So, like I said, we're talking about interracial relationships. Some
Bit of history.
Yeah, Rene put some history up on here.
Oh
Miscegnation, which is a derogatory term, mixture of races, sexual relationships, or reproduction between people of different ethnic groups, especially when one of them is white. In 1691, Commonwealth of Virginia bans all interracial marriages. 1725, Pennsylvania passed a law banning interracial marriages. 55 years later, it was repealed. In 1883, Pace versus Alabama, the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously rules that state-level bans do not violate the 14th Amendment.
It's just the birthright citizenship, and everybody has rights if you're an American.
Crazy. In 1948, California legalized interracial marriages. California always coming in.
yeah.
But that wasn't one of the first states.
Shout out to
That's
California.
crazy.
1964, McLaughlin versus Florida. U.S. Supreme Court unanimously rules that laws banning interracial marriages violate the 14th Amendment. In 1967, Loving versus Virginia, the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously overturns Pace versus Alabama, ruling that the state bans on interracial marriages did, in fact, violate the 14th Amendment. In 2000, Alabama becomes the last state to officially
2000?
legalize interracial
That's why I put it up
marriages.
there. I was
That's
like, what?
crazy.
And it was voted on.
2000?
It was voted on
Hey.
by voters, and it's 60% passed.
And
Wow.
then-
60. How did not 100?
Not 100. And then,
That's
like, a couple
crazy.
years ago, Loving versus Virginia became a movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's right.
Shout out to Joel Edgerton.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's crazy.
2000.
I feel like a lot of people don't know the history of how recent it is.
Yeah.
Myself included. I didn't know that it took that long. You know?
Yeah.
Well, it was like state by state it went like whether you could ban it or not.
Yeah.
So, and then finally,
That's crazy.
2000.
yeah.
I mean,
you could do it, but it was officially
right. That's the
Right,
thing,
yeah.
right? To be fair, you want to assume that people observed it and acknowledged it, but there was obviously reasons for that to come through. Where it had to become legislation. Like, yo, this is a law, so
Yeah.
shut your mouth. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's fucking nuts. 2000.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was.
I feel like here, on like the West Coast,
Yeah.
it's more like it's not a big like shock seeing different races together.
Yeah.
In the South, I have a coworker who's from Mississippi, and she's like, when I moved to California, I was like in shock that there was a white man and a black woman together out in public. She goes, because people were together, but they would hide it.
Wow. Still?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh my
She's
God.
like, they would hide it and stuff like that. She's like, so coming here, she moved to California like a while ago, but from Mississippi. But she was like, I was just in shock that, here everybody was okay with it. And she's like, and back home, like even her husband experienced something where when he was a kid, his dad was like passing. He's black,
right.
His mom is black, but his boss gave him a ride home, and he tried to have his boss drop him off a few houses down. And when his boss pulled up and saw his black wife and black son, he was like, what? And he ended up getting fired the next day because he thought he hired a white man and he was a black man. Yeah, because he was passing. So she was like, yeah, that's the kind of shit we dealt with, back then. We're like here in like California, I feel like we're like, it's not normal for that shit to happen. I mean, it happens, but like, it's more common on the East Coast and in the South for that shit to happen. Like, and it's still happening,
It's
like
crazy.
But I don't know.
It's 2024. Five, sorry.
25.
Like, how are we still dealing with this?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what the next several years have in store.
Oh my gosh.
Although, as I mentioned to you yesterday, the VP has an Indian wife.
Oh,
so that will
Yeah.
hopefully give us a little bit of insulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Just it's so bothered. Like it's bonkers to me that that's
Like
the
so
shit.
backwards, huh?
Yeah.
So like, wait.
Uh,
Yeah.
Like cartoon, huh? Like, this isn't real. What the fuck is going
Those are
on?
pretty good sound effects. I want more of that.
that was pretty good. I never heard you do that one.
That was pretty good.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. All right. So the person who's in an interracial relationship over here.
Wait, there's two.
Yeah, Lisa. What do you got?
No, you can go first.
I stay in interracial relationships. I made the joke yesterday with Rene that we're gonna pop them up. I'll be like, yeah, I've dated white women, Indian women.
Oh, they put their pictures up.
Well, put the pictures up, but we can replace them with Hollywood elite. So make me look better. You know what I mean? And I am married to a black woman now.
Gorgeous black woman.
Hell yeah. I'm not dating no slags. What are you talking about? I put in my time.
Yeah. Oh my God. She's like a powerhouse. Like I don't personally know her, but off of her presence and the things that you put, like she's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
like their
is.
music videos that they posted, hilarious. But just like
Yeah.
You
like
know.
good
Right.
people,
Yeah.
huh? Like
Don't,
good.
don't put pressure on
fun.
her. That's a lot of pressure. She's in Utah right now at Sundance.
Oh,
She programmed.
Oh, wow.
She programmed a creator day out there. So
Wow.
all the biggest creators that that she hung out with and had a one-on-one
That's
with
cool.
a really big creator yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Giving me the play-by-play all day.
Oh, have
I'm
fun.
so nervous about this Q&A I have to deliver. It's like, who cares? Just go. Have a good time. She did it. Yeah, she's cool.
That's so dope.
She's good people. Yeah. But in my house, it's interesting. I have 3, because to the viewers that are watching at home, I am half white. Reveal! That is a reveal. So we have
Oh my God.
we have white, Latino, and black at our household, and it does come through. It's a big thing. Like we've got, traditions and observations and realizations, you know what I mean, that come through. So it's interesting. I have a unique perspective, I think, that a lot of people do not have.
Yeah.
Which is very helpful for me in my life. Yeah.
That's
and I absorb all of it. Also, as you said, my wife is hot, so I pay close attention.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So growing up, though, like how being mixed.
Man, that was a very open and common.
I know. Go for it. So, however you want to take it.
So how was that?
Yeah.
You're growing up. You're mixed. And then it's just funny. Golly, excuse me. It's funny because I don't think that I expect people to give that space or credit, but it is real. I grew up and it is two worlds.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very much two worlds. My dad was a big white guy named Steve. Shout out to Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Steve Booth. What's up, bro? And he was like 6'1", 240, big white guy.
Dang.
And then my mom was from Tijuana. For the longest time, she thought she was from Mexicali because birth certificates easy to forge, whatever.
No shit.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was Mexicali, so right now
she found that out later in her life that it was from Tijuana. Little tiny woman, Mexican woman. And it's funny because
it's amazing. I love your mom.
I know everybody loves my mom.
Yeah.
Come on. Maria de la Luz Chavez. You go to her house. You go to her house, and it's like this is a Mexican museum. She's got
she does
the cruces on the walls and everything, and the big like yucca plant and everything, the Joshua tree and everything in the yard.
The Diego paintings on the wall.
Absolutely. She's got, this unmistakable. That is a Mexican
very
house.
much immersed
You walk in there.
You're like,
my wife was like, oh, I'm going to shut my mouth now. Because she would tell me, oh, you're white. And I'm like, I'm not white. And we'll get to that. But on the other hand, like I said, my dad, big white guy, and he proudly shared with you, that he understands your plight, your culture, and that kind of white.
Oh,
good white.
Yeah.
For all you listeners out there, he's a good white. Coming at you.
Hey, we gotta put that distinction out there now.
Coming at you at the 10s and 50s, it's a good white Steve Booth.
Like Tara said yesterday, she wants to be reckoned. Remember? She was talking. She's like,
what did she say?
She was saying we were talking about it.
She was like, "I'm white, but I'm the good white." And I was, but the funniest part was like we were both like, "That's cool," but we were not thinking otherwise. So thank you for.
I know you, Tara.
Right.
Yeah, she did.
She started making shirts. A good white.
I'm a good white.
Thank you for letting us know.
Oh, that is so funny.
But yeah, I grew up in two separate worlds in a way. My dad spoke Spanish, but he would always check in with me. How do you say this word? What is this word? And I'm like,
that's cool.
Bro, I don't know. Why are you bringing? He would hold shit up. How do you say this word? And I'm like, I don't know. Like the fact that you have to bring me an exemplar says something. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was interesting. And then I think until we went to my mom's house, Pilar, my wife, would always again say, "Oh, you're so white." And then she was my mom's house and she was like, "Never again."
Yeah.
Good times. But she gets the benefit of the three cultures, and I do too. You know what I mean? We have a holiday, or we just in general life. It's like you come to our house and you're like, "Oh, this place is diverse. This is cool. I feel comfortable here."
Nice.
Unless you're Asian. I'm sorry. Shout out to the Asians out there.
I try to do that in my own house. Like we've gone to different places in Mexico, and I try to bring stuff back to decorate our home because I'm like, this is a Mexican / Honduran household, but mostly Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, I want to make sure that this, like, my home reflects this.
Yeah.
Shout out to your beau who's bringing us back breakfast burritos.
Breakfast burritos. That's right. The homie Fernando.
Okay, that's cool.
So when you guys travel, do you guys notice a difference? Like Candy was
yeah.
saying?
For real?
Man, it is. I don't even have to travel. I stay domestic. And, you get a little... It's interesting. You are sensitive to things, but you are also desensitized to things because you're so used to it. But we go to a restaurant, and one of us walks in front of the other person, and the hostess doesn't acknowledge the second person. They forget.
Oh,
it's really interesting, man. Like I'm not out here on a crusade. I'm not trying to embarrass people and be like, you didn't say the magic word. But we go to a restaurant and she'll go up first and she'll say, "Oh, it's me," and she'll be like, "Is your party here?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's my husband right there." And then we walk through a crowd and people will walk right in front of one of us because they don't expect us to be together. And
That's
it's like,
crazy.
you know what I mean? I'm not digging for these things, but you notice them.
them.
You do notice them.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I mean, let's get real. I'm like a 6 on a good day. Pilar is like a 9 easy. And she's like 5'11" and I'm like 5'8". So I get it. But people, they just don't do the math. The 6
Fast enough.
The 6 and the 9 and the 5'8" and the 5'11". That's a lot of math, bro. And they walk between us and it's like...
So you feel it's more the looks and the height rather than the race?
No, I don't know. To be fair, we live in a very rural community. And I think that we're safe in our community, individually. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of jefes in my street where I'm just like, all right, man, I'm gonna look out for you. You can look out for me. You got this. And then there's 5 black people in our community, one-on-one. And when we go out together, people start to lose their shit. It's fucking interesting. Excuse my language. It's just like, they just, they don't know what to do with themselves. It's a blessing and a curse because people do show up. And they like to be in our company. But at the same time, I don't trust those people as far as I can throw them. You know what I mean? We go to a wedding, we go to a party, we go to an event, and everyone wants to be Pilar's friend. Everyone wants to be my friend, courtesy of Pilar, And at the end of the event, I'm like, I'm not going to remember those people. They're not going to remember us. And if shit went down right now, they wouldn't step in front of me. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot, man. And we don't think about that all the time. I want to be honest with the listeners. Like, we're not going out of our way to take advantage of the situation, but we observe and we take note and we, write in our notebooks. There's a pen, we pay attention to that stuff, and it's it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. Yeah.
Damn, people suck, huh?
Nah, people are people. They only know what they know, and that is where I give them the credit. It's like, and that's part of the reason why they want to be friends and hang out with us is because they don't know that world.
Oh, okay.
But I am the person, as everyone in this room knows, that will tell somebody when they come up to me and be like, "Do you know how hot your wife is?" And I'm like, "Really? Because she had diarrhea last week." And, because I also, in effect, I want them to realize this is a person. Do not tokenize my wife.
I get
it. I get it. She is tall and she is beautiful and she is black. And that is one of the reasons why I showed up. Believe me, I noticed. What the fuck you think? Do you know how your wife is? No, I thought she was in the closet somewhere for 29 years of her life. No, I know how beautiful my wife is. But at the same time, do you know all of the other things that she deals with, that I deal with?
Damn.
even amid these types of conversations. And if I said that to somebody, they'd be like,
Yeah.
But what I can say is, well, as a human, she's a trash can. You know what I mean?
How dare you?
Pick up your shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
There will be no Pilar slander on this episode.
But Lars can listen to this and be like, check.
Just gonna be like, remember what you said at 12:09?
She'd be like, you were really hungover, weren't you?
Oh my god. So we left off on Michael's experience of being a product of interracial and being in an interracial relationship.
Shout out to the burrito I'm eating.
Michael, we took a breakfast break, and Michael's still enjoying his breakfast. FYI, for those of you listening and not watching. So we're gonna.
And we have all the salsas laid out in front of us.
That's why all the salsas are here because
I love
nice.
it. Hey, so because do you not resonate? Do you identify anything like more like Mexican or white, or are you just straight up both, or how do you?
That's a good question.
What do you?
Talked about this
what do you
bit
check
yesterday? Organically, right?
I believe so.
We were hanging out with your white SO, by the way.
Max.
We brought it up. Because apparently he has mixed kids.
He does.
I learned that. It's interesting. When I was younger, I didn't really know the significance, I would say, about, being in a mixed household. And so I kind of just went, and then you get to a certain age and you start to figure it out because you want to know who you are and how you are. And that becomes a little more complicated, especially when you are mixed, because, there's the outside world that can't really understand where you're coming from. And so the census, for instance, is a place where we talked about this with Max. It's like, you're Hispanic, not white. And I'm like, I'm Hispanic and white. What do I do here? And it's like that meme with the superhero sweating with the button, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck do I do here? And what's crazy is when I was growing up, in certain scenarios, people would look at me as Latino for one thing and then white for another. And the way that they looked at me was kind of upsetting, because it would be like, when I was fucking up, it's because I was a brown kid. And when I was doing well, it's because I was white.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That shit was. And then also, I had several experiences where I had to weaponize my brownness. Like, I was about to get jumped, and I would start speaking as somebody in Spanish, and they were like, "Oh, you're cool." Like,
oh my god!
But also because they couldn't speak Spanish themselves, so they were like, "All right, cool, man. Like, we're gonna let this go. We're gonna let this go. I don't want to fuck with this guy anymore." But then on the other side, I would step into things, and I learned how to code switch real early, which was kind of fucked up. And then even when I got to college, I did it even further, because I was involved in like student government and stuff like that. So I would talk to the president one way, but then I would talk to my homies another way. And the other day, my colleague, she was like, "It feels like the more I talk to you about, because we're on a project where we're really leaning into the U.S. Hispanic," and I was sharing a lot of findings with her, but I was like, "Yeah, what's really great about Denver is this and that," and she was like, "When I talk to you, every time I talk to you, your accent gets thicker." And I was like, "But I'm right there. I'm right there.
Yeah.
I'm right." And then credit to
because it comes out more.
Yeah, credit to y'all. When I go back home and I've been hanging out with y'all, like, I know this is a deep dig, but when your pops died, and we went and got we had our celebration. We got fucked up, bro. The next day, I went back, and my wife was like, "Why are you talking like this?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "What do you mean?" Like I had no idea as to what was going on.
So nuts,
and it wasn't like I was being I wasn't posturing or anything. It was just how I showed up. And then I go back to my colleague. She was like, so the more I talk to you, because she's also Latina, the more I talk to you, the more I feel like you have an accent. And I go, you know what's fucked up? What if this was really me and the other version was a cover the whole time? Who knows?
We celebrated your dad really good that night.
Oh my God. He would have been so proud. He would have been so proud.
I was telling you, I got so many deep digs on that night, dude. Oh my God. That's another podcast all by itself. I will say there's a little sidebar. There was a madam who had 2 girls on the beer pong table, and she challenged me and George to play for my flamingo shirt.
Yeah, I remember that shirt.
She said, "Hey, how about this?" She brought me over, and I was like, "Hello, 40-year-old beautiful woman." I was like, "Let me come over there." She was like, I was like, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Co-switched.
Red, co-switching, bro. Red hair, beautiful. She's like, how about you and him? She had no idea who George was in my life. You play my girls over there for your shirt.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was like, what happens if I win? And she was like, don't worry about that. If you lose, I get your shirt. And I'm like, well, how do I get home? Luckily, we won. I did not realize the spoils of the victory. But she had her girls on the table. So I was like, yo,
that's crazy. That's a wild night.
It's a good branding exercise right there. That was one of like the several stories we have. Anyway, back to it. I'm sorry, Candy. Candy's over here. Like,
why am I the enforcer?
That was just a fun night. Let's just
Candy's
say
over here like your old white guy is showing.
Oh, speaking of that, do you ever use your white privilege? Like, do you ever use that?
That's a good point.
Do I ever use my white privilege? You know, it's funny.
And I don't mean that like in a
no
nasty, disrespectful way. It was just more like.
Anytime. By the way, let me hold up this burrito.
Like, your white is showing. She said, since you brought up that your white is showing.
You know, it's funny. For a long time, Pilar would bring up, well, you're white, when it made sense, and I'm like, but am I? Like, I'm not. You know what I mean? And like, shout out to my dad, Steve Booth. We talked about it.
Yeah,
Steve.
Yeah. What's up, my brother, Scott Booth?
Oh yeah.
He's got his own thing going on.
Nice.
But I would say I'm not white. I don't know what I am, but I'm not white. And it was because I lived that truth. I very much believe that I was not white. But what, you know, back to what I was sharing earlier, you know, every once in a while there'd be a situation where someone would accredit me with the whiteness. You know, you succeeded, you did that and this and the other. And I would say nothing. So I think that's more of what it was like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't lean into it, but I was like, I wouldn't push back or say otherwise.
You wouldn't correct it.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the thing. And also, because I know she's listening up to this point in time in the podcast, she's probably not. I'll be honest. I'm sorry. Pilar, I'm going to fast forward this so you can hear it. I think there are things that, if not for that, she would not be with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I'm not degrading, I'm not discounting anything from the Latino side, but because of some of the things that I learned in culture as a privilege, etc., it did appeal to her.
The Eurocentric aspect that everybody shoots for here in America.
I think so. Yeah, the aspirational
like marry
piece. Yeah,
up in a way, right? Like a white person.
Perhaps. I mean, I'm not gonna put words in her mouth.
No,
I think there were attributes that did help with that piece of it.
Yeah,
and she had never been with a Latino before, so you know, at least there was some proximity.
And I don't mean her just like a generalization
I
of
think so.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the reason why I ask a lot
and that's
of
why
these
you date
questions,
white guys, right? Obviously, Lisa.
Okay, so now I could ask my questions because now I can talk about it. No, it's because my daughter is half white, right? Like her dad is. I wish I could say what, because a lot of white people don't know what they are, right?
Polish,
like they're Croatian and Polish and Slavic.
Oh,
maybe I don't know, but it's all that, right? And I mean that's what is told to us by them, right? So my daughter identifies as Mexican, right? Mexican American, because she doesn't know her white side, right? And I tell her dad, and I tell her like, hey, like you have another culture, you have another like, I wish she could like dig into that, but she doesn't want to right now. Because she's so like, and this girl says she's Mexican. She wears like the Virgin Mary jewelry, the gold, you know, she loves it. She loves it. And it's not like I'm pushing it on her. She just identifies with it. And she always has, like, since she was, you know, she could talk. She always like, you know, and it's funny because she's a little white girl.
Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about
the things we're not supposed to talk about.